While the world waits in horror for the possibility of World War III, I'm already training for it, and getting real hands-on experience with combat. Eat that! Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh come on! World War III, the now free-to-play shooter from Polish developer The Farm 51, just received a pretty decent update, adding a new map, a new game mode, a few new guns, and if you care about that sort of thing, a new battle pass. But is it enough to save this dying game? Because World War III is not in a great place. In this video, I briefly discuss the future of this unique title, and if you find yourself enjoying it, please consider subscribing, as less than 1% of you watching this are actually subscribed. It really helps and brings more content straight to you. Win-win. World War III is an interesting title. Originally released as a beta back in 2018, it was touted as being the Battlefield killer, due to the disappointment of Battlefield 5 at the time, and much of its marketing and hype around its release utilized imagery and iconography reminiscent of Battlefield 4, a title that was, and still sadly is, viewed as the golden era of Battlefield. World War III was then fully re-released in 2022, being once again touted as the Battlefield killer, attempting to capitalize once again on the failures of Battlefield 2042. Well, unfortunately for these developers, it's failed at that both times, and despite going fully free-to-play, the game has struggled to maintain a consistent player base, with most days dipping below 1,000 active players on Steam at any given time. And for me, it presents challenges with finding games, especially when filtering to specific game modes. I think there's a lot of reasons for this, but mostly the game just doesn't perform very well and has a lot of server-side issues and more foundational issues. Being a AA developer and this being a pretty ambitious title, the game has a lot of innate jankiness and issues in different elements that means it's not the most polished experience, which is ironic given its Polish developers.
Yeah, boy.
The game also pretty much screwed the fans who bought in prior to its free-to-play release, as from what I can tell, they received almost nothing for paying full price for an unfinished game that they then kind of pulled the rug out from underneath them, as the game was not really planned to be free-to-play back in 2018. I've also ran into a fair few cheaters in my playtime, and this of course also completely ruins the experience. Given all of that and the extremely slow drip of updates, fixes, and quality of life improvements, it really shouldn't be any surprise that World War III has failed to capture any significant portions of the FPS market. However, despite all of that, I actually do enjoy the game quite a bit and find myself returning to it again and again. I can appreciate a lot of what they tried to do here with the different design elements, and it's unique enough from other shooters that I can jump in and it scratches a particular itch that no other game really quite scratches. World War III does feature some really interesting tactical and more realistic gameplay elements, such as manual leaning, a robust prone system having to actually manually heal more slowly than say a Battlefield, an armor and damage system that's pretty advanced, an extremely fast time to kill, and more. But with the more tactical elements also comes a lot of extremely arcadey and casual gameplay mechanics, such as fast respawning, overpowered and, let's be honest, cartoonish vehicles, and score streaks like you would see in a Call of Duty. It's a very unique blend that I actually enjoy a lot despite its jank. The new map Tokyo is very detailed, and I think it plays pretty well so far. It's very reminiscent of the urban Battlefield 4 maps, such as Pearl Market, and overall World War III features a wide variety of interesting maps and game modes that I find pretty enjoyable. There are diamonds to be had in this rough, but World War III is severely held back by some pretty serious fundamental problems that I'm not sure will ever be resolved. While the game maintains its free-to-play status, it will be interesting to see if it can retain the bump in players it's seen with the most recent update. Despite its issues, I would personally like to see World War III have a bit of a resurgence, if for nothing else than to provide more competition for and challenge the bigger players in the FPS market, who continually drop the ball again and again. That's it for me today, just a nice quick video about a unique and interesting shooter. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below on World War III if you've tried it out, or if you haven't. Thanks for watching, until next time.